The other project, of course, that you're all well aware of is Tropicana. And with respect to that, you know that we have a long-term land lease with Bally's, which is financially unaffected by the 9 acres that we and Bally's have ceded to the A's. Obviously, Bally's is willing to do that because the spectacular new park should be a terrific draw for that site. You know also that we've announced that we have committed $175 million to infrastructure and various construction items at the site. But we believe and hope that as the project evolves, that there's a lot more opportunity than that. We, of course, will look at what is appropriate for our shareholders at our company, but are excited about the possibility of doing a whole lot more. Subject, of course, to what Bally would desire. This is Bally's project. We have to be competitive, but that being the case, we'd like to participate at an even greater level. So that's a couple of the big things that are occurring right now. And as I say, over the next couple of months, we hope we can deliver a number of new things as well.
Our first question comes from Barry Jonas, Truist Securities. Please proceed with that question.
Hey guys, good morning. Wanted to start with Tropicana. There's been some discussion about whether 9 acres will be sufficient for a ballpark. Now, I know there'll be some shared space, but it'd be helpful to get your thoughts here.
Speaking just for me, and others have thoughts around the table, I was surprised myself that they could do it so efficiently. But I can tell you that a lot of design work is already in place that makes it pretty clear they can accomplish that the way this site is prepared. It's a very interesting integrated plan. Some of it's been public, but did you want to add some comment to that? Others around the table? Steve?
No, I mean, I think you said it right, Peter. The plan is for 9 acres. The 9 acre number has always been the number provided by the parties involved and those who are building constructing the baseball stadium. So you're right, Barry. There is a significant portion of shared space, which also includes parking. So there is a plan to make sure that a lot of what you would normally see in a purpose-built stadium in a standalone land parcel, a lot of the ancillary exterior amenities and things will be shared between both the casino and the stadium itself.
Yeah, and I might mention that this design process is on a tear. I mean, the A's and Bally's have been highly focused on keeping this moving, and there have been already significant numbers of meetings, a lot of detail. So this is moving at a very, very fast pace.
Our next question comes from Mitch Germain with JMP Securities. Please proceed with your question.
Thank you. Just curious if all the approvals come to fruition by the end of the year, how should we consider the timeline for the stadium project?
Brandon, that's great.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the A's project, but I think from what we understand, they want to begin the 2028 season in that park. And when you start working backwards from that, they don't have a lot of room for error. So I think once they have their Major League Baseball approval and we're reasonably certain the project is a go, then I think you'll start to see a timeline come out for demolition of the current site that'll permit the physical construction of the stadium to begin. So I don't think there's a set timeline on this yet, but I will say when you work backwards from the 2028 opening day, there's not a lot of margin for error for the A's team to get this done.
Yeah, we've sat in on the all hands construction meetings, and I can tell you they're whipping this process pretty thoroughly, and meetings are scheduled well in advance. The entire design and planning teams are engaged, so it's pretty evident that as Brandon has indicated, there's not a lot of time, and they make that very clear.
And your portion of the project toward the start, middle, or end, how does that work into the timeline?
I think the answer is yes. So the part of the project that we've committed to includes demolition, which will be at the beginning, obviously. And then it includes construction of the podium and some other shared infrastructure that would probably come towards the end, quite frankly. And so I think you're going to see the demolition piece up front and then the rest of it that we've committed so far at the back end.